Okay folks, the next step on the Falcon is the radar dish. These segments here make up the radar dish. The dish comes as one large piece, lovely detail. We have a centerpiece, and this is part of the framing. Okay folks, now we've built the radar dish, it's all functionable, goes up and down. The rotation is going to be for this pin that sits inside the Falcon. So there you are folks, that is pretty much it. It does, it's still going to rotate, but I wouldn't rotate it too much because it just easy pops off. So pretty much you're going to kind of just leave it as a dry fit. You don't want to play with it too much because once you've built the model it's going to be a display piece anyway. So what I will do is keep this separately for painting, because the last thing I'll do is want to break this anyway, but that's the idea of it. Also, this giant opening here is for one of the gun ones. This is the top turret, so as you're looking on top of the ship, again it's keyed, so it's going to go like this. This whole section doesn't move. The only functional part of the gun is this part. Okay folks, the next part of the ship is two more gribbly parts and pipes and stuff. So this part here is E26 and we have E5. These go together just like that. And this part's going to sit over here. So this goes into there, just like so. This section here is I16, which is going to go into these two notches that make up this pipe detail work. Okay folks, next section is this large piece. This is E35, and this piece is going to go into these two notches here and lock in this part of the Falcon. There is another one of these to go on the other side. There is a lot of duplicates and mirroring on the Falcon, and some parts are not. This piece here goes in front of it, which has kind of a grille on it. It goes this way round. This goes in front to make up that part. This part here, which has the pipes on it, is going to go just in there. Okay folks, we've got two more parts. They're left and the right part of these. Same kind of thing, they're H4 and H3, and they will go up here and here. Just like that one. And that one slots in there just like so. Also folks, from here to here you need to attach a pipe, which is J17, which is this one here. Just like that. Okay folks, we have this large piece as well. This goes from here all the way along the back as well. So that goes into there. Right, my friends, the next part is this giant piece at the back of the spaceship. So these are vents. You get optional parts to put in there. Plus they are calling out for these black stickers for some reason to go over these ports. I don't know why. I've looked at instructions, I can't figure it out. I don't see the point of that. Because you have another cover that goes over here, which has those funny looking T-shaped covers. So those stickers, I don't actually know why they're there. I'm not going to bother putting them in. Unless I really have to, I can go back and do it. Also, you have this section, which is the fans for the back of the ship. You can go ahead and paint these, but again, I don't see the point, because you're not really going to see them, because they give you an option as well on these fans on both sides. Again, even if you paint these, you get optional covers. You get the ones with plastic. Again, if you paint these and you put the covers on, just like so, you're not going to see the fans anyway. Again, I don't like these fans like I did with the small ones. You get the optional photo etch, which in my opinion is going to be a much better look. If I use these, you're not going to see the fans that overly great anyway. You can go ahead and possibly paint them. However, when it comes to painting the Falcon, the back of the Falcon down here is like streaks of dirt and dust and stuff. So I don't know. You see on the back here, you can see the back of the Falcon is quite dirty and dusty and streaky. So painting those fans and stuff, I don't know if it's worth it, because it might end up just being a waste. So we shall see. My next step is to build this section. Okay folks, I have gone ahead and quickly done this a metal-y colour, even though you're probably not going to see the blades underneath the grills, but we've done it anyway. Okay folks, this is how I do photo etch. This is for people that don't know and beginners. I have one of these infinity boards, which are done by AK now as well, and these are perfect for cutting certain shapes out of masking tape, but we'll talk about that at a later date. That's nothing to do with photo etch. But turn the infinity board over. You want something quite hard. This is perfect. And then get your knife, and I find nipping the ends off, giving it a rocking motion to cut through it is perfectly fine. If you for some reason have a small tab still left on there, you can file it back or use a pair of scissors. Not quite there. Don't want to be using your best blades, because it can blunt them as well. So we got the grill out. There is a tiny tab there. A small pair of scissors just to nip this off. Clean these edges up. So it's perfectly nice and clean now. Doesn't matter which way the grills go up, I've already checked them. Doesn't really matter. However, I've already gone ahead and done one, so you want to run a bead of super glue around this inner lip. It does say in the instructions they clip into place and hold their cells, but they actually don't. So I'm going to use this CA glue, which is a cheap one. So the second lip down is where you want to have it to hold it in place. So a dab of glue in kind of four corners. This is a thin cement, so it's quite runny, so it's perfect to run into cracks, crevices. Ideal for what I want for this one. This is a fast setting super glue, so you want to be careful with this. You make sure you get it into place first time. Also with the grills go these way at these angles. So we can get our next piece, and we want it fairly straight. That looks good to me. push it into place, make sure it goes in, and then job's a good one. You flip it over, much nicer and cleaner. So we've got 4 more to do. So now the grills are all put in, we can attach the fans. Don't want to glue this black piece in, just in case at any time one of these fans pop out, so I can get easy access to them. And so there you are, we can just about see the fans on the underside. Much better looking than the plastic. So next step is down the bottom here, we have another one of those shields, and it has those triangle gussets, and then on top of that you will have ended up with these covers. Again, like I mentioned previously on a previous video, on the bottom side you want to leave these to the end, because some of these panels have different colours, so you want to leave them to the end, do the colours, and then they can go over the top, so it's easier for masking and painting. Like you see here, it calls out for some of the decals to go in its place, and if you've got those covers going over the top, you won't be able to cover them with decals properly. Okay folks, so I want to talk about this part here. This part here, these triangle pieces, are actually different to the bottom one. The top one, they just slide on. So this is complete. As I say, we mentioned about these are all complete. We have detail parts to attach to these small holes. Now along here is where this piece goes. So this should slot into those grooves according to instructions, just like this. So that's that complete. Now we're just going to completely detail this up. Okay folks, we've done all of this back part now. As I say, we still got some parts just to put on the back here, but again, you need to put them on once the decals are gone, because they will cover some of the decals. How you put this on, you put in the front here first. And then it clips down at this corner and this corner, it clips in. However, you will need the turret on as well for it to clip into place. plus I have kind of sorted out some of the wires in some kind of manner. I will have to go back over that and tidy up the wires and just do some wire management, but they're okay for now. So now I'll just temporarily put the turret in. This is going to go in here, should slot forward. So there you are, my folks. That is the Millennium Falcon completed before painting. So our next step is to paint this up. I have turned the lights on. I'll quickly show you what the LED lights will look like. So there is the LED lights, folks, on the back for the engine parts, and then how much you can see on the bottom of the landing gear, I'm not sure. So here's the landing gear and the walkway and landing gear. So this is going to need weathering and beating up still. It'll give you a rough idea. So that is the Millennium Falcon. In the instructions they say to grab it here and here to handle the aircraft as much as possible without breaking anything. There's the LED lights still. So you just have to be super careful with this. That movement around you can hear is the battery box just moving slightly. Okay folks, the mask has arrived and I have started doing the mask. I've got to mention it. It's a company made by Green Strawberry. It's the 1/72 Millennium Falcon mask. So this is the packaging. There's the website down the bottom if you wish to go and check them out. So it comes as a sleeve. The mask is a bit like this. It comes on this bluish green colour. It's like a, it's not like a normal mask. It's a bit more plasticky material. And here's the instructions. There's your numbers for what part goes where. It's a bit like Eddard masks and the way they've done it. It comes from Poland, I believe I got this one from. So as I say, I have started it. I have done this one, which is the one of the clear parts for the gun. This is what it looks like without the clear. I have started the cockpit. Also with the cockpit one, on both sides you get an outer and an inner, so you can paint the inside of this, which is going to be black, and then the outside is the white. So as for sticking the mask on, it's pretty simple. You find your mask. I am doing the ones on the front, these little ones here. Peel them back, get a good pair of tweezers, and I find the canopy has got a lip around it. You could probably get away with making your own, but I find it always easier to buy a set that is already die cut especially for it. And these are pretty good, they're pretty close. I've had no issues. You just got to take your time lining them up. I know there's people that some people don't like this stuff, they like to do their own cutting, but I find it easier and just basic easier. Once the mask is in place and you're happy with it, give it a little bit of a burnish. You could use a cocktail stick just to rub it into place. To get right up against the edge of the frame, you could use a cocktail stick just to make sure it's right up against the frame, because you don't want no paint bleed. If you do get a tiny bit of paint bleed, you could always use a cocktail stick and carefully scratch it away. I wouldn't worry about it being perfectly clear. It is a spaceship after all. It's going to take dings, and the aircraft has taken beating anyway. So as long as it's not badly scratched, I wouldn't worry about it too much. So we're going to go ahead and finish this and then paint it. Also, if you don't like the mask option, you have always got the movie spec, which you can chop and change at any given time anyway. But as I say, I want mine to be clear just for dust reasons, so the aircraft doesn't get all dusty inside.